ngaleso sikhathi. All right, I want us to look at the unemployment lena eyenzeka, that's called structural unemployment. um eyenzeka ukuthi sometimes abantu abasebenzi ngenxa yokuthi bane-skill, mara le skill lesi imarket ayisasifuni, and that's where we have to say to you, you've got to upskill and then reskill. Angazi ukuthi nang-understand ane. Nginikeze na example. eh Zikhona lezi zinto bezenziwa kudala, zenziwa ngezandla. Thina masiyeza i-woodwork esikolweni bebasithumela sofuna lo tshani ababiza umsingilizana. Angazi niyawazi niyang, kunobunye utshani nebabiza umsingilizana, and then lo tshani lona besiwahamba siyobukha, and then siyenze ngabo, and then siyenza izigqoko, and then sihamba sokhala litshe lena i-limestone besibiza ivet, I don't know legama libuya kuphi, but i-limestone, and then siyenza ama-x-ray, uthola sidoti sinjani ne. But if izikolo manje zisazoqhubeka zifundisa abantwana izinto zamamsingilizana namavet azisipani khona manje. Khona manje some of you guys, I don't know how niyazi kanjani ukuthi sinale Lekgotla, but we have never done even a single poster A1 siyibeke la estradini, because I was telling labantu balesontweni ngithi mara abantu abaningi, young people, bahamba so eTexini ababheki. Mina ngazi ama-political parties bathi hey abantu abasha bavoti, mara nibeka ama-poster. Akekho, only people ababheka yilaba drivayo, nalaba driver ababheka ama-cell phone. So it's about change. All right, we've got to think about change. So we've got to upskill. All right, and then to upskill yourself, you don't need to go to school to learn how to use a cell phone. But a cell phone is more powerful than the desktop, ikhompyutha lebe unayo itafuleni lakho le uyithenge 5 years ago. Lento inamandla ukuyidlula. Le cell phone phakathi kwale cell phone kune-landline la phakathi. Umsebenzi we-landline ngine-scanner. If I want to scan a document ngiyithumele ngiyiskena la kule cell phone. If ngifuna ukuthatha ama-picture ngiyawathumela ngaleso sikhathi, angidingi ukuthi ngiyofuna i-camera to send the pictures. So I am saying to you, everything you need is here, but sifanele sibe nendlela yokuthi we have to upskill ourselves. Zikhona ama-skills that are already obsolete, awasasebenzi, and we've got to think outside the box. All right, now this is what we are going to do, guys. I am going to call few guys. I am not going to give them microphones. I am going to give them one, but ngizobamba le, and I'm going to ask them a few questions, and they're going to share their stories. All right, they are going to share their stories. Sifuna basitshele izitori zabo ukuthi babuya kuphi, kwenzekani ngezimpilo zabo. And some of them, they are willing ukuthi babaphuma, they can come share with you their stories. They can talk to you about the challenges ababe nawo, izinto ezenzekile. I'm going to start ngoTumelo. Is he here, Mr. Tsao? Come. Amazing story. Okay, this young man went to University of Free State, and he started looking for a job. He couldn't land a job, and wazama nje afuna umsebenzi akaza awuthola umsebenzi, and he started doing this and that. And then I'm just going to allow him ukuthi asitshele ukuthi manje wenzani.
Ngithanda ukunibingelela nonke bazalwane. Amen. Pastor, as he has said, my name is Tumelo Nzao. What I'm doing, I'm supplying ama-farmers with the chicks. Ekaleni, I used to ngizame ukukhulisa nyana izinkukhu, but then kwaba nesikhathi la eSouth Africa siba ne-bird flu, and then there was a big shortage of chicks.
Amantswele ne?
Amantshwele ne?
Hayi ladies.
Okay.
Manfundisi. Chicks, not those chicks. Not those chicks. So
actually, bazalwane, I'm a farmer, but at the same time, I'm supplying farmers as well. So ngazama in farming at some time ngiwa ngivuka and all that. But to cut the story short, then I used the technology, njengoba Pastor Kuluma, to advertise what I was doing, like to supply the farmers with the chicks as there was a shortage. But mina, I had ordered, like put my orders for a long term. So even though ngaleso sikhathi uthola ukuthi sometimes I wouldn't have money to pay for those chicks, but I would just advertise them to those who want them and put a markup price for myself. And then they would supply me. I would go to big hatcheries, laba keep khona ama chicks, and buy, and then I would resell. It went on advertising on Facebook, supplying layers. I deal with layers. Angazi ukuthi mhlawumbe bangangisiza. I send a
Pictures. Can you guys in
so
the,
that
in
at
the
least you will see
media
what
room
I'm
to throw
doing.
the pictures?
Oh, ngicela ukuthatha just I forgot. Ngicela net. Yeah, at least ngikhulume.
Bantu bakubhekile ne.
Yeah. Lokho bazalwane ne. This is an egg. It comes from my layers. Izinkukhu enginazo eplazini. So I sell. This egg is just a normal egg that you can eat. I do sell the fertilized eggs. Nami ngifunde khona la endleleni bazalwane. Ama fertilized egg is that egg for ukuthi iphume umama nobaba bebahlangana benkukhu. Ne? And then you put it in the incubator. After 21 days, kupuma ama chicks. So I supply my farmers so far from last year up to now. As I was doing it kakhulu ku Facebook, I've supplied 7 provinces in South Africa. With ngama chicks and fertilized eggs, and I've supplied 5 countries so far. Amasade countries. Last month I was in Lesotho, supplying them with the layers. Mangia Lesotho, at mabezo ukuthi ngiyeza eLesotho, there some they call me and say sicela meeting nawe, and when I get there they say please we want you to supply us with what you are doing. We can see you on Facebook and what. I was amazed last time I was in Polokwane. I just visited the Alzu Fits. Mangifika lapha labelungu, they were like, no, we know you. How? From where? Are you not Tumelon Sound? No, it's me. And they were like, no, we really follow you on what you are doing. And I appreciate. Today, early in the morning of 4, I had to wake up and go to the farm, Tatiama chicks out 500, and they went to Venda. So I just went to Pretoria to meet one of my customers there, and then we sent Zihambezile. So there is a lot that we are doing, but I was so much challenged. Pastor Stella, when she was teaching, the plate that you eat, you have to, before ungayidla uzibuze ukuthi, do you deserve to eat that plate now? I've been looking for umsebenzi ngawutholi, and then I started thinking, what is it that I can do to create a job for myself? Now it's very hard for me to accept any job. Uma mhlawumbe bangathi bangiphe umsebenzi, because I'll have to check first ukuthi will it be able to give me what I'm making? Because every week I sell, sometimes Angabo October would sell like 27,000 chicks in a week. This week, per week. This week I sold, Benghambise 500 just for one person. So this week I was in Polokwane. On Wednesday I delivered to 3 provinces: Gauteng, Limpopo, and Mpumalanga. And one thing I will tell you is that in farming there is a lot of money. There is a lot of money. That is why.
Malibuye izwe lethu.
Yeah.
Sizokwazi ukuthi silisebenzise.
My
Singabeki imikhukhu kulezo leli.
my girls were like, Papa, are you sure you can buy this car? Ngezinkukhu namaqanda. And many people didn't believe it when I say, no, I'm going to buy it, and bantu abami ngiyabakhuthaza nabo ukuthi you shouldn't undermine yourself. Whatever lokho uNkulunkulu akubekile endlizweni yakho, utilize it ukuthi there should be an income ezofeeda nina nabantwana benu.
So how do you want to help other people abahlela bangasebenzi?
What I can help with is, let me just say, when I started doing this business, bengihamba ngiya kuma hatcheries. Now I was able to buy for myself some machines. We have shipping some machines from overseas. Then we'll be starting our own hatchery. So then those who want to sell, you can do it even on social media. but you can buy from me. Yeah, let me say that.
Yeah.
I can supply you.
Yeah.
Before bengithenga go hatchery, supply farmers, but now I'll be loading the machines. From next week, we'll be loading machines, and then those who want to sell the chicks, the what, I thought maybe just what we have at the farm. But then you can do that. You can contact me. You can even check me on Facebook.
Facebook,
Say
give them your
Tumelon
Facebook
Tsao. You find me there. Or you say Tumin Tsao. Once you see a chick, then you know it's me, or an egg. Then you know it's me. Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you very much,
Thank you, sir.
Tumelo. Thank you very much. Now, this is a story of a guy who went to university, came back, he never got employed. Now, I'm going to call my friend. Yabona kunabanye abathi mara mina ngizizwe bangiqoshe emsebenzini. So I'm going to tell somebody ozotshela isitori sakhe ukuthi wayenzekani. Can you buya mpostol? Yeah. Lona unanto untuli uya eBoxburg. Now his story is very simple. He was employed. He's a mechanical engineer, and he was working for this company. Just tell us what was again.
Okay. I went to the Technicon and studied mechanical engineering, as the pastor have said, and thank you
Yeah.
very much for an opportunity anyway. And I studied mechanical engineering. It was tough. It was not easy because I was coming from Estrobeni, where there was
grade.
no drawing, there was no drafting. I had to start everything afresh. But then I qualified. I managed to study and pass. And I went to work at Distillers at that time. I worked for 4 years. Almost at the end of my 4th year, I was served with charges.
Yeah.
Actually, let me narrate that story
Yeah.
quickly.
Yeah.
I was so good. I was doing so well that you cannot believe. And for that all 4 years, I never even took a leave. I never took any off because I was so committed in my work. And but not knowing that I was challenging the other people. And then when I took my leave for 4 weeks, and then there was a setup right back at a company. So I stayed at home for a week, and they called me the following week. They said, production has gone down, so you have to come and rescue us. And I went in that night. I said I will want to start at the night shift so that I can prepare my things for the day shift. And when I came in, I did so well that production that day, it went to 130,000, whereas the target was actually 75. And when I went home, Nsalele, and then they woke me up and they said, you made a serious mess. There is a loss of about 14 million that you've caused. And the truth of the matter is, Amatangs, Bengwalisa from Amatang, from Odemieste to Klepdrift. So Odemieste and Klepdrift, the only difference is sugar, like calcium. So, and mapapala Lamatang, Bapala chalk. So each chalk ungayitima. So you can couple connect and then lao pale khona somebody angeza cime abhale lento afuna ukuyibhala. And for that reason I was dismissed. I remember ilanga ebanginikeza ngalamasamon I ngaluza amandla ukuthi ngiyoyidefenda ngithini lento ngoba uyayibona ukuthi lento iplaniwe. And yonke into yambe right, to be honest with you. And ngifuna ukusho ukuthi I have witnessed that company mayingasakufuni izokuxosha vele ngoba all companies have got even a budget yokuxosha wena. So I mean that's the truth that is never told, but I'm telling you, because umthetho wase South Africa uthi kumele bakunikeze at least 4 or 6 months salary, but at the end of the day you'll be out. So on the day laba decide khona ukuthi bangixosha, I remember ngihleli ku hearing, and when they said you are dismissed, it was 11:45, knowing very well ukuthi ngo-12 people are going for lunch. And from there they called my security. So I was escort, batata netlo card yami batata bathi babiza ama security ukuthi ama security akang escort. Ang escortele to my office. And I was escorted to my office. From my office, bang escorta ukuthi ngiphumele ngaphandle. So as I was walking out kuyi lunch, everybody was looking at me ukuthi hey nangu lo mfana omncane bekathi uzozenza umuntu ongcono. Dala mfana sikutshela ukuthi usithole la futhi uzosishiya khona la. And mangifike egate I don't know how, but that picture never left me, where ama security were on the other, two on the other side and two on the other side, as if I was a criminal. And they took my clock card, ba vula lela gate lela. Usibusiso uyalazi uthize yini lela gate. I-Tenstein, yes. Mabaceda ukulivula bafaka mina la nalo vele la ngiphusha. I really want to say ukuthi I left that place and my heart was still in there. But my matter was worse because in that 4 years, mabazonginikeza imali yami, I only got 42,000 rand. And yes, I only got 42,000 rand. Ziningi izinto ezenzeka. I mean, even when I buy my first house, they said we need a housing allowance. But makumele bayikhiphe imali bayikhansela. Hey, there was a lot of things that happened. But then the good thing about it all, ukuthi sengixoshiwe, I had to go outside and try to work. La ngaqala khona ukusebenza, ngaqala la usheriff aseva mina ngama summons ukuthi my house is going to be sold ku sale in execution. Because I could not pay anymore. And I want to tell you ukuthi after ngithole leyo letter leyo, I didn't know where to run to. I didn't know who to call to help. Until I made a decision and I said, let me go where my house is going to be sold. And I went into the sheriff's house. I went for the first day, I went for the second day, I went for the fourth day, for the third day. On the fourth day, somebody came to me and he said, thank you very much for respecting us when we were buying the houses. You never disturbed us. So today, it's going to be your opportunity. Please buy a house. And I didn't have money at that time. And there came a house, a townhouse, a three-bedroom townhouse. And then the sheriff started to sell the house. Washama details wakhona. And what any bidding at me 100 rand. Then what is 100 rand for the first? Any other bid, and then they kept quiet. Then they said for the second. And then everybody kept quiet. And then they said for the third, sold. Then that is the first time I bought a house. 100,000, 100 rand, not even 1,000 rand, 100 rand. But because of the timing, I had to sell my house because there was no way I could rescue. So in the process of selling my house got sold. But this is what is amazing then, after all. The reason why I brought that one is to say, some of the things that are actually challenging you, your breakthrough is right within it. So that is why I brought that potion. Today, I don't know how many title deeds I've got. When you talk of farms, when you talk of units, and not a bond. I'm talking about title deed. I've got files. I'm a title deed of properties that I have.
What is your main business now?
But now, my main business now is waste management. Let me continue on that story.
Okay.
Amazingly, I saw God being so good. Surprisingly, the very same company le ebangixoshe kuyo bangikhipha ngamaguards is a Waiteville. Distillers, it's a very big company. A main street called Tekema Road. So today, I am owning my own company, my own factory, that I don't own, my own factory, just opposite the very same company. Abangikhiphe kuyo. So I'm here also to say it is possible.
It's possible.
It is possible.
It's possible.
What God can do, it's
just amazing.
just amazing. But unfortunately, uzoyithola kanjani uhlele khoneni?
Yeah.
Stand up and face the world. Especially when you say you have challenges. Right within your challenges, that is where your breakthrough,
Your breakthrough is. Wow. Just love these stories. Just love these stories. So, kukhona abanye abahleli lana bathi ya mina ngaqoshwa. If you are going to cry over spilled milk, you will be thinking about how you want to gather the milk back, and it's going to take an effort, and it's an impossible task. Instead of you say, you know what, count my losses, I cannot get this milk back, it's already spilled. Let me think about something else. Beautiful story. When they try to embarrass you. Now I'm going to call this young man, Jabulo, come quickly. Unjabulo. He's going to tell us his story. Njabulo is owning a coffee shop, a Rhino Ridge called Icona coffee shop. He's just going to tell his story. Quickly. Yeah, Njabulo, just tell them your story. Ukuze kanjani uye ku business ye coffee shop yabelungu, because cabanga ama coffee shop into zabelungu. Ungena njani kuma coffee shop?
Yo, coffee shop, ne? My wife and I work together.
Yeah.
We do everything together. Ever since we got married, we've just been chasing. We've been through a few businesses up and down. Tried and tested, basically. We've burnt, we've lost houses during the process, believing in the dream. So about 2 years ago, we're coming from a situation where one of the dreams failed.
Yeah.
Because the environment in South Africa doesn't cater for entrepreneurs. And I think it needs a certain level of stubbornness.
Yeah.
Umfundisi wami wathanda ukuthi kumele ube ne-stubborn faith. Umfundisi Makathini. Thanda kumele ube ne-stubborn faith. Look foolish while you're out there doing it. Just put your head down and grind.
Amen.
And we kept going. But there came a point where what happens is it starts to defeat you. Because so what would happen is you're walking through, but you're not taking care of the brokenness. So during the time, start falling into depression, and then I said, no, let me give it up. Let's get a job. And I'm not employable. I am not employable.
What do you mean you're not employable?
My character doesn't allow me to function in that space.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with being employed. It's
Yeah.
just I don't function well there. I end up wanting to change things, and I see things from this perspective. And now the owner's like, imakancane mfana, ngathi manje, yabona?" And some people will appreciate it.
Yeah.
It depends on who you work
Yeah.
for. So I started working in this company, and to show, I was like Jonah in the boat.
Yeah.
Each company I joined,
Yeah.
the contract yaphela. Bayiceda the contract. Ngithi one company, 2 companies, 3 ngithi yimi inkinga mos la.
Yeah.
Hayi. So I ended up having to face God and just say, okay, what must I do now? Unkosikazi wathola umsebenzi la Witbank.
Yeah.
And I said, love, let's go. We're from Ekurhuleni. From here, we had a place in Brakpan. We moved this side. And she says, what are you going to do? And I'll find something. Ngangifika la Witbank, angangena elahleni. Azi indawo yokuthengisa ilahle. Gijimisa ilahle, amasampuli, yonke lento lena. Hambisa uyotestisa, abantu bapromise ukuthi uzothola icommission. Angazula for 8 months, longijimisana nelahle. The Lord's like, buya. Let's go back to you. This is you. Start a business. I create. That's what I do.
Yeah.
So there's a place by our house where there's a center, a Renorit center on the corner. Hence the name Corner Coffee.
Yeah.
And I keep seeing this place, and people keep coming in for a month or 2, and then they stop, and they're coming in for a month or 2. And the Lord said, trust me. Basically, it was a dare.
Yeah.
I dare you to trust me again. You know? I'm like, I failed so many times. No. Just, I dare you, just this one time. So it's okay. Love, most umsebenzi ngicela ufonele abantu balaphaya ngoba le ndawo i-empty futhi. Afone. Sithi sifuna ukwenza i-laundry, a coin laundry.
Yeah.
Ngiyabona? Athi angifuni i-laundry khona. And then he
That's
says,
that's the owner of the building.
that's the owner.
Yeah.
Ati, I want a coffee shop. I think it's going to work. And I said, look, I've always been passionate about coffee, but not now. It's a luxurious thing,
Yeah.
And when you're making excuses now, because
Yeah.
now it's getting real now.
Yeah.
God is opening the door. So it's like, ish, okay. And then he's like, no, no. Let me make a deal with you. Nginciphisa deposit. Wenza yonke into, but I'll give you the space if you come in. This was September last year. September last year. Sat down, sat with the wife. So I'm expecting my wife to say, hey, Marapi, why want to seven? She's like, no, Shona Kona.
Yeah.
Shona Kona, because she knows that I'm suffering.
Yeah.
I got a job, and so I just went out, and I went on OLX, and I found equipment and all this stuff, and I put it together. I spent 2 months building the place. I built my own tables. I installed my own lights, painted it up. Personally,
Yeah.
designed the logo, because you've got to understand that it's your dream. And the biggest issue we have as unemployed or entrepreneurs is expecting people to believe in and support our dreams. It's your dream. God gave you that vision. He gave you that talent. It's good to be supported. It's nice, Bazalwan. Whether it's your wife and whether it's your friends, but it's yours.
It's yours.
In the end, Mangiwani, when my wife is asleep, when I'm woken up in the middle of the night and I realize that Ubonga's got a 6 and a 3-year-old, Bonga's school fees needs to be paid, and my wife is busy paying school fees every month. And I sat with God and I said, okay, fine, let's do it. And we did it. And I think on the Wednesday before we opened, on the Saturday, we opened on the 1st of December, we ran out of money completely. Like, we couldn't buy my beans, because you need beans, good coffee. Couldn't buy milk. We couldn't buy any stock. Couldn't buy any cakes. We couldn't buy any muffins. And I sat there and I said, Lord, yabona ke manje. I trusted you. And by the grace of God, by Friday, we had the money.
Wow.
And he said something to me, Utigimi, just like the Israelites got to the Jordan. The Israelites got to the Jordan when 4 months after they left Israel?
Yes,
somewhere there.
somewhere there.
They got there. And then when they got there, the Lord said, cross over. By my excuse.
Yeah.
And the Lord is like, you're at your Jordan, fun. And because after they made their excuses, what happened? The Lord turned them away, and they went through the 40 years. And he says, do you want to go through 40 years? I said, so decide, are you crossing over? Or are you, I'm crossing, I'm crossing. We prayed with the wife, some money came through. That morning, we opened it at 5, but we started opening at 7 at the time.
Yeah.
That morning, 6:30, I opened the door and said, are you happy? And he's like, let's go. We've been at it now since then. It's growing day after day.
How did you learn to brew coffee? Because
YouTube.
All right?
I went on YouTube.
You've got to upskill. That's very important. And you don't
Education.
have to go to university to learn some of the things. YouTube is one of the best online university than any other thing you can ever think of.
We're busy out here doing for free education, or education is already free.
It's already free.
There are people who have tutorials on how to run a business on YouTube. 24-week episode. Obviously, there's data involved, but if you've got money for Twitter, for Facebook and Instagram, you've got money for YouTube. So it's up to you. It's in your hands. It's in your hands.
Thank you, Javulo. Thank you. Okay, it's amazing. We have this very interesting part that is coming. Somebody will be talking about how they are going to get entrepreneurs. They incubate them, they expose them, and release them into the market. So after Akulumile, you guys can go to their stall. They are going to tell you about their stall that is outside. Unjabulo has got his stall. You can go test his coffee. He's really taking coffee. He's got a stall outside. Utumelo, did you bring your eggs? Can I just say this to you guys? Some of you guys, ne? You can say to Tumelo, ngicela amaqanda mhlambe 500 or 200 amaqanda. That we are going to sell in the community. Abantu abahlala Coronation, abantu abahlala MNS, abantu abahlala Clarinet. You can sell eggs. Abantu don't have to go to Pick and Pay for eggs. Okay, you can start by selling 5 trays, and then 10 trays, and whatever. But let's start. Let's do something. Indaba yokuthi bathi asinamali must fall. Lack of money must fall. Okay, lack of money must fall. Thina sakhula ekhaya kuthengiswa ama-peanuts nama-ice and angahlala singanasinkwa because every time abantu bazothenga ama-ice nama-peanuts, you know, nombila I remember sakhula we used to cut amanqina siwafake emanzini athi screwdriver ukhiphe lezi nyawo and then siwashaya nge-hacksaw siwakhatha siwapheke. Abantu beza bathenga amanqina asikaze sihlale singanamali. So the utumelo corner, you can talk to him, you can talk to Ikona and say, if I bring people lapha kwakho abazoza ngama groups bazoyenza ama meetings, how much commission will I get? Negotiate, talk. There's so many ideas akhona sihleli now. Sometimes people think this is a wrong idea, but there's nothing like a wrong idea. He communicated with somebody, this person can say, asi improve la nalala izosebenza. Okay? Are we still happy? Yes. All right. Now, quickly, I'm going to do this. I'm going to ask this also young man that has been with us for many years. He's been doing a lot of businesses, and the kind of business awenzayo akusi ama-business lawa afuna omunye umuntu ukuthi kube alindele yena ukuthi yazi ngiyifakile le tender manje ngiyathandaza ukuthi bayi-approve. No, he always does his business. Akamele omunye umuntu ukuthi bathi kumele am-approve amdizele ayenzeni. You know, I've been involved in his life for almost 16 years, and in the last 16 years I have seen him do different kind of businesses. And he will start something from scratch, ayenze lento ikhule ibe nkulu, then he will sell it and move to something else. I want us to put our hands together and welcome Mr. Lishilo to come. Yeah, you come. I am, because he's gonna say a lot of powerful things, ngizohlala phansi. Nami ngibheke emehlweni, uyabona? Ngoba nami ngiyazifuna lezi zinto lezi azozisho. Uyabona? So the next 10 minutes, 50 minutes, how much? Yeah, no, it's not an hour.
How much time, Pastor?
15 minutes.
That's too little.
I will call you again.
Greetings, Wazalwane, in the wonderful name of my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Amen. Are you excited that you're here this morning? Yes. Amen. Marangati lo amen akaphumi kahle. Pastor, I'll tell you when you can start counting the time. I haven't started yet. Thank you very much for the invitation, Pastor. And I think this is the most important thing that anybody can do for the children of God, for the community where we all live. I'm going to share with you my personal experiences and share with you the lessons that I've learned over the years in business and in other areas. But most importantly, I think I'm going to motivate you. I want to motivate you that when you live here, you live as a different person. How many of you know that when you are motivated, you can do things that you never thought you could in your life? I've shared the story here before of a man who used to take a shortcut every day through the graveyard going to work every day. Makadlula la emathuneni every time uye emsebenzini entambama uyabuya udlula khona i-shortcut. Now on this particular day, it was foggy, kunenkungu. He did not see ukuthi they had dug a new grave. Wawela phakathi. Late entambama. And he tried to get out because it was raining as well during the day, so he couldn't. It was slippery. So he did his best. He tried to get out. He tried to climb. And at the end, he just sat in the grave in a corner there, hoping that some of the workers may pass through or somebody would come and help him out. After some time, somebody else took a walk, and not knowing, he fell in the same grave. And when he fell in the same grave, he did not see the guy that was in there. And the one that was in there said, I'm going to sit quietly and see what he's going to do. If he can go out, I will go out. The second guy that fell into the grave, he tried his best. He did exactly the same thing what the first guy did. And the first guy said, I'm going to have to say something now. From that corner of the grave sitting there, he said, it won't help you trying, you will not get out. But the second guy did. He was motivated because he did not see, he thought there was a ghost there. So when you are fueled, when you are pushed behind, at times you will do things that you never thought you can do. Amen. When I started in business, same as everybody else, I needed some additional cash. I needed money. You know, money talks, as they say. You know, with money you can do a lot of things. And by the way, there's certain things that prayer does not respond to. You know, things like if you don't give and pray that you will receive, it will never happen. It's a biblical principle that give, it shall be given unto you. Only when you give, you'll get what you need. So, you can pray and fast, but guess what? After you have fasted, you'll need breakfast. You'll still need breakfast, you'll still need to eat. So it's important that you have money. So I needed a little bit of money, presented with an opportunity. I actually needed about 2,000 rands because I was begging my mother every month to help me. I had a car that I could not put in fuel. I had stuff that I could not. In fact, she was earning less than what I was earning, but I kept on going to her to say, please help me. And an opportunity was presented to me, which was a closing down, falling apart business. That when I asked accountants, they said it's a no-go area. Don't even bother, don't go there. It was an institution called MSc College at the time. I took a risk going into that business because it was a college. You know, I like teaching. Because I like teaching, I thought that I can do. You know, we were in a conference 2-3 weeks ago in Florida, and Pastor Bishop Jakes mentioned about his story, how he went into pastorship. It's something that happened to him when he was still young. And realized that he went into the calling that is in is because of something that he did when he was young. I liked teaching Sunday school. I liked teaching wherever I am. In my jobs, I want to teach. So I thought, going into this thing is what I like. And I bought this business on a credit card. Went and borrowed money, borrowed 20,000 rands, and I still owed 180,000 after that. And I had no money. The business was making a loss. It was clear it's not going anywhere. And I prayed to God, but to cut a long story short, the business was making a turnover of 120,000 rands a year, which could not even afford to pay salaries. That was only able to pay the rent. But God being so good, hardworking, dedicated, and ensuring that I am there all the time, I get things done myself most of the time. Not always. Most of the time. To get things done, I managed to turn that business from employing 2 people in 2001 to employing 45 people in 2007, turning over 120,000 per annum to 9 million per annum in 6 years. And as I said, there's lessons that you do. I've done other businesses. I'm in properties. I've got title deeds, maybe not as many as yours, but in different areas. And I've learned basic principles, which I would like to share with you. And if you're taking notes, you're welcome to do so. Otherwise, after this, you're going to have to pay. How do you need to crack it in life? How do you need to crack it generally in life? Not necessarily in business only, generally in life. You know, listening to Tumelo, your speech has really touched me. I know you, but you don't know me. I'll tell you later. Yes, he's known. He's doing well. Well done. The first thing that you need to do is to be present. Be present in your life. A lot of people are absent in their lives. A lot of people are waiting for something else to happen in their life. You need to take control of your life. You need to show up. You know, some things will not happen until you show up. What you need is just to be there for things to happen. What you need is just to show up, and opportunities will present themselves to you. If you're going to wake up and sit and cry and wait for the grants, etc., nothing will happen for you. So the first thing is you need to be present. Just be present. If you are present in your own life, you'll be able to make a success. If you do not take control of the circumstances around you, if you don't take charge and control, the circumstances around you will control you. So it's important for you to be present, to take charge and be in control. Number 2, you need to motivate yourself. Motivate yourself. If you are unable to motivate yourself, then it means you must be content with the mediocrity, no matter how impressive your talents are. You may have talents, you may have skills, but if you cannot motivate yourself to do what you can do, then you will be content to remain where you are. You all have talents, we all have been given talents, and we all can do certain things, which we'll talk about a little bit later. Wake up every morning, motivate yourself. You know, have sayings that you say about yourself. Wake up and say, I am a winner. Say after me, at least, man. I am a winner. Say it like you mean it. I am a winner. I am a champion. I am an overcomer. I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. That is why Paul in the Bible says, I am more than a conqueror. So if you motivate yourself, tell yourself first who you are before somebody else tells you who you are. Believe that all things are possible and believe that you can do all things. Amen. Number 3, make looking for a job your job. Make looking for business opportunities your business. Niyangizwa bazalwane? So you can't sit and say, mina angina lutho. The fact that you're sitting, you say angina lutho, you need to get into that job. It is a job on its own for you to start doing something about it. If you're looking for a job, make looking for a job your job. If you're looking for a business, make looking for business opportunities your business. So you wake up in the morning and say, my business today, you dress properly. I'm going to my business, and my business for today is to look for a business. Number 4, be focused. Be focused. Most life's failures are as a result of lack of concentration. You know, people want to do too many things at the same time, have too many balls in the air, and end up carrying none. Concentrate in one thing that you want to do, run with it until you get it right. Master it, and then you can go to the next thing. How many of you have started projects and you never completed? You know, you get people, you ask them, busy ngani? Ya, manje sengibusy ngizama liyathenda ngale. Manje ngigijimisa ilahle. Uphi ugijimisa ilahle? You know, You end up trying too many things and not getting anything. So you need to be focused. When you are focused in what you want to do, you are able to get what you want. Number 5, recognize that you cannot do everything yourself. You need to recognize that you cannot do everything yourself. You need to network and hang around with the right people. Hang around with the people that have got a vision. Hang around with people that are going somewhere. If you continue to hang around with people surrounding, now you're going to end up not going anywhere. So you need to get people that have got the skills that you don't have, that you can network with and work with for you to be able to move forward in your life and in business and in success. You cannot do everything on your own. There's an English saying that says, birds of the same feather flock together. You know, if you fly with the wrong flock, you'll end up in the wrong place. So choose wisely. You can make that decision today, Guti. Some of the friends onabo, maybe it's time you give them a break. Look for people, look for networks that will add value into your life, but for you to also add value into their lives. The last one. You need to set goals that commands your thoughts. Number 1, that liberates your energy and inspires your hope. Do not set goals ngoba bathe kusetiwa ama goals mina unyaka mawuphela ngizobe ngiluze weight. That's not enough. Everybody can do that. Set goals that will inspire you. When you wake up in the morning, you know that you're working towards this particular goal. I have a session that we can talk on goals, but not today. But challenge yourself and aim high. You know, when you have a gun, you aim high. The rifle gun. Aim high in order for you to shoot straight. So you need to aim high. Have high goals. Aim high in life so that you are able to shoot straight. And one thing that you must remember is that Jesus said, I have come so that you may have life and have it more abundantly. So you have Jesus on your side, and Jesus has come so that you may have that. You don't want to figure ezulwini kuthiwa manje wenzeni wena ngesikhathi bunaso. In order to enhance your dreams and your capabilities in the environment that you currently find yourself in, we're all in different environments. We're all at different levels and different stages in lives. And all our stages, they matter to us. Doesn't matter where you are. Do not aspire to be somebody else, because that somebody else has been where you are before. Be who you are. I want to share with you some lessons that I've learned, which I believe can help you as a person, can help us as a community. I've discovered in my learnings a formula that I wish you could take that says, it's a mathematical formula, if you did maths, which says your life plus your actions will give you outcomes which are based upon what you think and what you believe. Your life plus your actions, which will give you the outcomes, are based upon what you think and what you believe. In other words, if you want to change your outcomes is what you get in life to change what you are. If you want to change who you are, you have to change how you think and what you believe. I believe those are two most important things. That when you live here, you change what you think and you change what you believe will give you a head start in your life. 5 lessons. I'm going to finish. I'm starting now, Pastor. You can set the clock. 5 lessons that I think can bring about a wave of increase and opportunities in your life as an entrepreneur, as a person, as an individual, and your financial position as well. And I'd like to share with you lesson number 1. Know yourself and your capabilities. Know yourself, your capabilities. Know what skills you have. What do you have? uNkulunkulu wabuza uMoses wathi, what do you have in your hand? What do you have? So know what you have, know what you know. You need to know what you know. Know your strengths and your weaknesses, and focus on your building your strengths. Sometimes people spend time looking at their weaknesses saying, Mina, I can't do this and that. Vele ekhaya sikanje. But you do have strengths. Every one of us sitting here today have got some strengths. Use them to your advantage. And I would like to share a quick story that we all know of David. I like the story of David. David in the Bible. In the book of 1 Samuel chapter 17, talks about David, the son of Jesse, who was a shepherd. Okay? He started as a shepherd, and this particular time, there was war going on between the Philistines and the Israelites, and David was young to go to the battlefield. So he always went to look after his father's flock. And on this day, his father said to him, take food for your brothers in the battlefield. Just go take there. When he got there, Goliath has presented a proposal to the Israelites because, they were strong and they were afraid of him. He presented a proposal, which I think it was a good proposal. Instead of them all fighting and thousands of people die, he said, choose one person that will fight me, and whoever wins will win the battle. It was a good one, but he didn't think through it. So David went there, presented himself, and he found this Goliath, undermining the sons of the living God, and he said to King Saul, I will fight him. He knew the skills that he had. He knew what he had done before. Okay? Lesson number 2, taken from David, look back and focus on the past victories. So when David presented himself, he said to King Saul, I have killed a bear, I have killed a lion, this uncircumcised Philistine will be dead as well. I'll kill him as well. So he looked back when nobody knew. There are battles that he fought when nobody knew, but he said, if I could kill a bear and a lion, this one I can also kill. No matter how small your victories are, whether they are known or not known, you know them. Make use of those victories. Focus on them and say, I've done this before. Whatever comes my way will not be an issue for me. So, look back and focus on the past victories. Lesson number 3. Use your unique weapons. Use your unique weapons. Each one of us have got unique weapons. You need to identify what weapons you have. You have certain skills that nobody else has. You need to use that skill. You've got friends that nobody else has. Use those friends. That's your unique weapon. You've got family that nobody else has. Use that family. You've got a land that nobody has. Use that land. Use the skills that you have. Use the weapon. Whatever you have for you, it's a weapon. When David was eventually allowed, after being criticized by everyone, including his brothers, to say, you cannot fight this giant, they put in a helmet on him and the breastplate and heavy shoes, and because they said that was the way things were done. If you go to fight, whether a giant or what, you must wear these things. You can't just go in a vest. So David tried them and he said, I can't use this thing. That's not me. The weapon I know is a stone and a sling. He used a stone and a sling to kill the giant who had a spear, who had a breastplate, who had everything ready for a war. So use the weapons that you have. Look at yourself and say, what do I have? What skills do I have? What knowledge do I have? What advantage do I have? You utilize that, and I can tell you, you will make great coffee. Number 4, focus on the direction of victory. Don't be discouraged when the storms come your way. Because there will be storms in whatever you do. There will be challenges. Ask Tumelo, how many chickens did you lose this year? A lot. There will be challenges, but that does not mean that you must give up. Focus on the victory. If you know where you're going to have an incubator and provide day-old chicks, then that's your focus. Know where you are going. Do not be discouraged, because David was discouraged by his own family, by his brothers. Hence, it's important to look at who you network with, who you spend most of your time with. Amen. Number 5. I'm almost done, Mfundisi. Develop an attitude to see what others do not see. Try to see what others do not see. You know, all businesses, successful businesses, were created because of one person saw an opportunity. And many a times, one person saw a problem. They look at a problem and say, there is a waste problem here. The municipality cannot deal with it. Ubabuntuli saw an opportunity. What do you Be on the look for social problems. Be on the look for what are the societal problems that we are encountering? Don't go too far. Don't try and want to go to the US. Here, Emalahlen, what are the societal problems that we have? A few years ago, I bought a farm here in Witbank. Did not know what to do. I just bought a farm. I liked the idea of having a farm. And then I read an article that said there's issues with chicken supply in South Africa. There's issues on import taxes and what, and we're getting Brazilian chickens with lots of water. And, you know, there was just an issue, and then there was the avian flu, then there was this flu and all that. And I said, there is a problem. And then last year, when the government was re-looking at the VAT issue, there was talks to say they need to zero rate chicken, because that's a basic protein that people need. And I went into chicken farming. I started growing day-old chicks, in fact, from January this year, with no knowledge other than learning from YouTube. Nobody taught me how to grow chickens, and from January to date, I've sold over 10,000 chickens. And I've learned on social media, and I'm on Tumelo's WhatsApp group. So, you need to develop an attitude to see what others do not see. And when you do that, you create opportunities for yourself. In summary, you and your life will always move towards the most dominant picture that you allow to reside in your mind. What picture do you have in your mind about yourself and about your future? You need to create a picture that you need to follow. Human beings, all of us, think and see things in form of pictures. I don't know if you understand me. We relate to pictures. When I say to you, Durban, what do you see in your picture? You see? When I say 320i, what do you see? A BMW. Okay? When I say Nkandla, what do you see? So you all had a picture of Jay-Z in your mind when I say Nkandla. So we all think on pictures. Create a picture of what you want to see yourself in future. If there's a particular car that you like, have a picture on the wall. If you like a particular house, have a picture on your wall. Write it down. Write your vision on a wall, and you have a mental picture of what you want. And that's the only way for you to get to that picture. If I may ask you, just take 1 minute to create a picture for yourself. Just 1 minute, everybody. Just write down for yourself what picture and storyline, a headline that you want to see at the end of the year, 2019, on the newspaper, Witbank News, is on Witbank newspaper about you. Write a storyline. Now, okay, palani manje. In 1 minute, what is it that you want to see if you were to be in the front page of Witbank News at the end of the year? What is the headline about you that you want to see? And the best one, there will be a prize to be won. If you have, raise your hand. I won't ask you to say it. Just want to see how many people have done it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, it's fine. Most of you have done it. Now, that picture you have, put it on a wall, and when you see it every day, you're going to be challenged to work on it on a daily basis. Because then you have a picture that talks to what you want, and that picture will challenge you. The last thing, Pastor, I would like to share with you this morning, it's about change, which is a fundamental tool to success. If you are to succeed in anything that you do, you have, I cannot overemphasize is that you have to allow change to be part of your life. You have to allow change to be part of your life. Paul in the book of Philippians says, "Brethren, I do not count myself to have apprehended, but one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind, and reaching forward to those things which are ahead." That's the best way of defining what change is. Because when you hold on to things that do not work, you waste your time. You need to let go. Let go of things that do not work and change your strategies, change to things that will work. I'm not saying change the business. There may be certain things that do not work the way you're doing them in your business that makes your business not to work. Open yourself to change. One important key to success is continuous personal change. Continuous personal change. Continuous personal change is a reflection of our inner growth and empowerment. It's a reflection of our inner growth and empowerment. When you have things in you and you've got stories or something that's working in your life, when the time comes for you to change, you have to change. Sbusiso, you all know Sbusiso, a couple of years ago, I can't remember the year, he bought me a bicycle as a birthday gift. I guess I was a little bit overweight at the time. That's what he thought. He bought me a bicycle, and I used to enjoy riding the bicycle. Normally on Sunday afternoons. Used to enjoy riding the bicycle until one day I read an article that said riding a bicycle for 20 minutes burns the same amount of calories having sex for 20 minutes. I changed. I stopped riding the bicycle. I don't ride the bicycle anymore. You will have to change your input, your inner being, for you to change your output. They say garbage in, garbage out. For you to have a positive impact in your life on your output, you need to change your input. If you want to change your future, you must change your thoughts. If you continue to think the way you've always thought, you'll continue to get what you always got. Just say after me. If I continue to think the way I always thought, can you just respond? If I continue to think the way I always thought, I will continue to get what I always got. Les Brown, one of the famous speakers, says, you can never change your outer world until you change your inner world. You need to change the way you think. You need to change your inner world. Anthony Robinson, one of the speakers as well, says, belief is a matter of choice. You can choose to think big or small. You can choose to think positive or negative. It's up to you. The choice is yours. One of the well-known speakers I know, his name is William Lishilo, once said, change will never take place until your dream and your desire is greater than the pain. Let me repeat. Change will never take place until your dream and your desire is greater than the pain. So there is always pain. But for you to avert the pain, for you to not go through the pain, you need to fuel or increase your dream and your desire so that it becomes your focus and then you don't feel the pain. I started running Comrades Marathon 3 years ago. I'll be doing my third one this year. There's always pain involved. But because my dream of doing 10 Comrades Marathon is bigger than the dream of having the pain of running one, I continue to run. So you need to change the way you count. If you have a lot of people, if you ask someone or a lot of people when you ask them, how are you doing today, an opportunity given and time permitting, they'll be happy to count the number of problems they have. Stop counting problems that you have. Start counting opportunities that you have. They say a loser see a problem in every answer. And winners see an answer in every problem. Identify the problems that are there and look for answers, look for solutions. And those solutions will put bread on your table. Number 2. Before I move to number 2, something says to me, I need to talk about this opportunities, how you see things. Because if you have hands, God has given you hands, and you utilize your hands and your brain, you and your family will never go hungry. If you utilize the talents that God has given you, you and your family will never go hungry. As long as you are able to see things differently. There's two guys who were sent from the US to go and sell shoes in India. Because it was a new brand shoes, they knew that there was a market. They got into the plane, working for two different companies, to go and sell shoes, but they had samples with them. When they got into India, they took different routes. The first guy, when he looked around, he saw that this thing is not going to work here. Nobody's wearing shoes here. He called back to the company and said, please send me a ticket. I want to fly back home. This thing of selling shoes here, it's not going back. It's not going to work because nobody wears shoes here. Not knowing the second guy, when he looked around, he says, there's plenty of opportunities here. Nobody has shoes yet. So you've got two people looking at the same environment, one saying, this is a problem, it's not going to work. The other one says, this is a problem, it's an opportunity for me to sell shoes. The first guy went back, the next one called and said, send me a truckload of shoes. Nobody has got shoes yet, so I've got a big market here. I'm moving quickly. Secondly, you need to change your words. Your words can open or close doors for you. Determine to decide of the words that will come out of your mouth. As you know, words are like seeds. If you speak lack or poverty, you will have lack and poverty in your life. If you speak success and you network and you hang around the right people, you're talking about the right things, you will have those things. You attract what you say with your words. Be careful of what you say. Be careful of saying, mina ngiyazi, mar nani niyazi ukuthi mina la ngibuya khona la ngikhulele khona, mar nami ngiyazi ukuthi vele I won't make it. Let me tell you, my brother, my sister, it's true you won't make it if you say that. Your environment and your associations play a very important role. If it's appropriate and at the right time, and you need to change your environment or you need to change your associations, do so. It will help you. Learn to do things differently and change your environment. A quote by Brother Willie Lishilo once said, unless something different happens, nothing different is going to happen. Let me repeat. Unless something different happens, nothing different is going to happen. A definition of stupidity is doing the same thing the same way and expect different results. If you do the same thing the same way and you're expecting different results, then there's something wrong in your head. You're going cuckoos. Finally, whether you like it or not, change will happen with or without you. Change will happen with or without you. Whether you like it or you don't. Ask Nokia, they will tell you. Go read about Nokia. Go read about Motorola. Ask them. They will tell you their history because they did not see change coming. You can stop or avoid change. You can avoid it, it's okay, it's perfectly well, but you'll remain where you are. Because things will happen around you. And uzobuza uthi, "Kwenza njani?" You'll be one of those who are always asking, "Mara kwenze njani? How did it come? What happened here?" Or you can become a victim and blame everybody else but yourself about things that are happening around yourself. It's easy for people to point fingers and blaming everybody else but themselves. We are all given talents, capabilities, and opportunities presented to us, fairly so. And we can all support each other. Unless you are prepared to give up something valuable, you'll never be able to truly change your life and relationships because you'll be forever in control of things you cannot give up. Opportunities are always there. How many of you are looking for business opportunities here today if you are unemployed? I want to give you a challenge. And Tumelo will help me on this one. Me and Tumelo want to give you a challenge. Is it okay? You'll buy into it? You agree? We're both into chicken farming. And I want to challenge 10 young people here today. 10. And Tumelo will take how many? 10. Aker. 10 people, me and Tumelo, we are going to help you. Okay, Tumelo will think about it. I want you to write, even if it's a one-pager business plan. Don't complicate it. Go find a market for chickens. Find a market, find a place where you're going to sell, who you're going to sell it to. I'll give you a startup chickens. I'll give you chickens to go and sell, and you can pay me later. Find a market where you will sell 100 chickens every week, and I'll give you 100 chickens. I'll give you 100 chickens up front. You just find where you're going to sell, commit to go and sell, and you can pay me later. But I need a plan. I need a plan. And you have 1 week. You have 1 week. Where will they submit, Pastor? To the office. 1 week will help you, and you need to take that opportunity, because I can tell you, Tumela will agree with me, you can grow yourself to be a chicken supplier, a big one. There's a demand. The demand is huge. We can't cope. Even with eggs, the demand is huge. So do that one-pager business plan. If you don't know how to write it, get somebody to help you, just to say what you want to do, where, how, and so on. Pastor, thank you very much. I sincerely hope that you
Well, thank you.
have met your expectations.
Well, that was too good. Awesome. Thank you, Willie. Thank you. That was awesome. That was awesome. Commitment. You don't have to sit and say, I'm unemployed. I don't have a job. If somebody commits to give you 100 chickens you can sell up front, we can all do it. Sometimes I get amazed by people who are standing on this traffic lights, begging for money, while on the same traffic light somebody is selling bags. I don't really get it. They are using the same energy. Running after cars at this robot. One is begging, and then one is selling. So it's just the mindset. We've got to change how we think about things. Now, guys, we are just going to do a wrap up and expose you. As we said earlier when we started, the purpose of this meeting is to motivate and to expose. Because after you are motivated, you need to be exposed. So the reason we have people who are telling their stories is an exposure to say, it doesn't matter how bad is your situation. There are people who have gone through worse situation than you, and they have made it. Okay? And then I've got these gentlemen, so I'm going to ask them to come quickly in front and just come and share their stories very quickly. Because of time, I'm just going to ask them to all come here so that they can come share their stories. Now, this is what I'm gonna do to my Indian friends here, and just tell a very interesting story, because sometimes as black people we're thinking, Indians are born rich, and it's a lie. Growing up in the township, Lekgotla, we were separated by a street with Indians. And we used to have our soccer fields behind the Indian houses. And we would play soccer and do all these things. In the township, we had Chinese, coloreds, Indians. We were all in the township, all subjected to apartheid. And just after 1994, you can see the difference between the Indians and the blacks. And the whole thing is about mindset. It's got nothing to do with color, it's got to do with mindset. You know, if we are going to learn and teach people to say, you can grow, it doesn't matter where you come from. And then we have this thing that we don't want to talk and tell people the truth and say to them, the government doesn't owe you anything. Even not a house. It's a challenge because some of these things are not sustainable. We have to work. It's a painful reality, but we've got to work. Okay, so I am going to ask Veli, come stand here. Sfiso, come here. Zubair, come guys, quickly come and tell your stories. Quickly guys, come tell us your stories. We love to hear good stories. Veli Sugum. Zubair, please come. I am going to give you this microphone. Just quickly, in 2 minutes, just tell us your story. Yeah. Sfiso, come.
Yes, I'm good.
Ezita, Suguma. Yeah, Kala Baba, Kala. I'm
Sanibonani. Ngiyanibingelela egameni likaJesu. Amen. Njengoba sisesontweni.
Evan, I like your shoes.
Thanks. Ngithanda ukubingelela umfundisi egameni likaJesu. Amen.
Yeah.
Noma singekho esontweni namhlanje. Standing before you is Lucky Veli George, one of the young entrepreneurs of Wheatbank Emalahleni. I got to Wheatbank 2008 from Nelspruit. I had only 200 rand that I had asked Gamakelwane to come and look for school after my matric. So I came like Wheatbank to Nkangala because I heard there was engineering happening at Wheatbank. So when I got to Wheatbank here in Nkangala, I went in, they told me that you have good results, but unfortunately we have already closed our salary, our bursary opportunities.
Yeah.
And then remember I had 200 rand that I came with from Nelspruit. And then I called a friend that I was with at high school where we were studying at Nelspruit. So he used to be a very close friend and happened to be a brother to me. So when I pass, he will also pass. When I fail, he fails. Because Bengimkopi is a class in. So that day, I remembered him. I said, no, man, I have a brother here. I called him, he came. So he came driving to me, and I was surprised, how does this guy get to be driving now? Because I know very well, man, So when we got there, then I asked him, my brother, how are you? I'm well, you can see I'm driving and all that. Okay, we sakulum. And then I said to him, hey, chief man, I'm here, man, looking for his call, man. And they need 3,600. I think it was 3,600 then. What come? Ish, yazizolo ngicede ukudla 10,000. So, but anyway, he said to me, no, listen, let me take you quickly to where I stay in your Kombisa. Maybe I can speak to Babo Mnganwami, then something maybe I see. And then he quickly took me there. We got to La Hlala Khona, we met umamncane, ubamncane bekangekho. So what happened is, umamncane wathi no, ucela ngihambe because she's going to church usayokhuleka. And then silinde nobaba omncane. So they came back very late. And then kushaya ku-6 ababuyanga engitshelile out ukuthi mina no sengiyahamba naye le out itempu asekulate manje sekuzokosa vele uhambe sibafonele bathi no, don't tell him to go, tell him not to go, he must wait for us. Then I waited, they came back. Ubaba omncane, when I got into their house, uthi no man, uNkulunkulu ungibonisa vision ukuthi there's a boy that's going to come and seeking for help. Listen, you are now a son to this family. From today going forward, I'll pay for your school fees and everything. Just call your family and tell them ukuthi everything is sorted. So I called my mom and told her ukuthi mama ngithole family lana, they're going to take care of me. And then my mom was asking, and then who is that? And then I'm explaining, this friend of mine, I'm kumbula what. And then the following day, if not the third day, wang sendela I plastic elimnyama. In that plastic bag, there was umkamelo wami, there was ingubo le wangifakela yona and some clothes. But when I got that Lapetex rank, it was not relevant to lang kona and lo wangiphathele kona. So I had to take these things ngizibeke kahle somewhere, you know. Ngizibeke kahle. But it was from my mom, and I cried tears that day. So from that day, I came back lana in Kangala, I registered, and then I started studying. So I used to walk from Rhino Ridge to Kangala, doing N courses, ngenza ma-N. Ngaqeda la ma-N, ngabona ukuthi ayisengikhathele. Ngizoba to get apply lana kune-artisan. So I started making friends with people abasebenza emayini. They gave me these shirts now. So sometimes I used to come ngigqokele shirt lase BHP la enkangala. And then this other girlfriend of a friend was working at Kutala. She then took my CV wayifaka laphana, and then I went for an interview. They took me for an apprenticeship. That was 2010. I did my apprenticeship. I qualified 2012 as an artisan, feature artisan at Kutala Kolari. I started working at Kutala Kolari as an artisan until 2014. Okay, 2013, when they appointed me, same month my mother passed away. La ngithi khona now I need to start and doing things for your old lady. I want to sing grand. She passed away, and then no, I continued. 2014, when it was 2015, uma ngiyoshada mfundisi, I was involved in a car accident on April. I broke my spinal cord. And then I went back to Kutala. They said to me, unfortunately, you are not fit to be an artisan anymore. Therefore, we must look for something that we can do for you while you are still
Recovering.
limping. Remember, I had a problem with the spinal cord. So I said, this is the chance. Because remember, you cannot do this thing without faith. Faith will surprise fear. So when you have faith, then you don't have fear. Awusabi lutho, and uma ubuye enhluphekelweni, awusabi lutho. So in that, I got a chance. I said, no, man, let me talk to these doctors. I want to recover from home. So they said, no, it's fine. We're going to give you 4 months to recover from home. Then I had a plan. I've seen this thing happening. Oh, I would bank. Kune business. Then that's when I started my business. After 4 months, I had bought my first dream car and my house. After 4 months, ngingenile la estradini. Yazi kwenzakala la estradini. Ngizonitshela uze kimi personal ngizokutshela. And then I went back to the mine. I asked for another 4 months from the doctors. They gave me another 4 months. I was actually buying time to check if this thing is going to work or not.
Yeah.
So that if it doesn't work, I can still go back to work and be a clerk. I went for the other 4 months. It went well. I went for another 4 months until it was 1 year, 6 months. Still, they were paying me at the mine, but I was buying time. Remember, you don't know uthi inhlanhla yakho ihamba nani. Everything that comes your way, when you are hungry, you just chop. You chop, all right? So from then up to today, I've never went back to even resign at the mine.
Are they still paying you?
No, they're no longer paying me.
Thank you very
So,
much.
so right now, we then last year bought Wheatbank Foundry. If you know, there's Wheatbank Foundry where we do casting. There's Saka Nsimbila. That's where we are now. So if you want to see La Wakiwako Nsimbi, you can come to us. We are the people in the whole of Mpumalanga that have a foundry. We are doing casting. That's what we are doing now.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I know you can. Ish.
Afternoon, guys. You know, I'm not very used to. Is the mic on? Yeah, the mic is on. I'm not very used to speaking. I'm not used to speaking at congregations. So yesterday, when this opportunity came, and when Brother Pastor explained to me it's to uplift the community, then I took it upon myself to come through. My name is Zubair, for those who know me. People know me as Zubair Ali Omar. I'm 26 years old.
Are you married?
Married, yes.
Oh, okay. No, the ladies were
Married.
saying, ha. I thought they said it was. It's okay. I'm just checking that.
I'm the director of Omar's Motoden in Witbank. The company, okay, fair enough. I'm not the founder of the company. My dad was the founder of the company. He started as a petrol attendant in Oorgis. He was originally from Standerton. He started as a petrol attendant in Oorgis, and he saved up money, and his passion was always motor cars, beautiful cars. And he saved up, and he used to park at the filling station one car. He was working for a filling station in Oorgis, and he sold one car, 2,000, 3,000, and he built it up from there. And as you know, time goes on. As the pastor was saying, change is always needed. Things never went always well with him because, I mean, he was on a farm. He was based in a farm called Delmas, Dwarsfontein Argent. So things were not always well because people moved out of the farmlands into town. Things started getting close. So when we finished school, 2007-8, Mohammed, sitting over there, he moved to Witbank. He started with 5 cars that he took from my dad. And he tried to pursue business. But obviously, with pursuing business, there's a lot of challenges. I mean, with buying used cars, especially we are used car people, we looked, like how Pastor was talking about, looking at the market, looking at what people like, what's affordable for people. What happened in the used car business was, as you all know, you'll get a lot of accidental cars on the market. Many people will go look for a car, they'll see a lot of accidents, problem with the engines, gearboxes. It's a very drastic market. So a new car dealer in town, there's VW, there's many car dealers, used car dealers, they can buy anywhere. But the problem here is people will ask, is your car in an accident? You have those challenges. So you always have to explain your business and say, no, the car is good, the car is good. Eventually, we see in the market for new cars, people are paying very, very exorbitant amounts on new motor cars. And many are my clients here today that are sitting here as well. Many people pay exorbitant prices from VW, Mercedes, etc. I'm not saying all the cars are expensive, don't hear me wrong, guys. I'm just saying they pay exorbitant prices, and when we see in the market, we said no, rather let's change this and let's get new cars on our side, and we sell to the people at more affordable prices. With that also came challenges. They decided not to service our cars in Wheatbank. I mean, that's what was happening. So there's challenges every day with everybody. So you guys need to, whoever is unemployed, need to also wake up and look for something in the market, because there's definitely ways of making money, clean money. I mean, I'm doing well with new cars. I didn't know I'll do well. I'm the only new car dealer in the country, I think. There's very few people that sell new cars. So I can proudly tell you all that 26 years old, I changed Omar's motor and I brought it 5 branches, 26 years old, you all can think, guys. With that being said, I mean, obviously, I wouldn't have did it without you guys, yeah. Obviously, you guys showed me support, you understand what I mean? So, together we will grow. But with that being said, I want to put out a proposal here. I need 10 CVs of 10 people that I can employ to find me clients, etc., for motor cars, clean, good cars. So my office is down the road. They can drop it off by me, or they can get my card outside.
Yeah,
Thank you, guys.
thank you.
Afternoon all.
Zita.
My name is Wong Musa Jerry Zita. I'm originally from Piva, down in Komazi. When you pass Nelspruit in Komazi. I grew up that side and I came to Witbank after I completed my matric in 2004. I started here 2005, but unlucky, I was exposed to alcohol, women, and what you know when you're still young, you just got to the tertiary. I didn't finish at school. I kept on giving my parents fake results up until they discovered it one day. I had to come back home. Then I used to work with another guys. They had a tavern. We used to help them when they're going to buy some crates of beers and what. But they were good guys. They were my friends. And they were wearing nice clothes and all that. But every time when we go out, I used to say, my surname is Koza, because these guys, the Koza family, they were very wealthy. So they knew me as a Koza family.
Yeah.
So actually, I had hope that one day I'll make it. What I want to talk about is it's hope. Don't lose hope. If you know that you want to be there, one day you're gonna make it. After that, I got an apprenticeship in TSP Sugar, and while I was there, we were two guys. Don't get it as if I'm political. We're black. It was a black. I was the black one, and there was a white guy. So on the machines that we were fixing, we used to travel with the bakkie. But the white guys, they were in front. They will put me at the back with the gearboxes and pumps. There are humps there in those farms where we're working. You know a white guy when he's like, has got that thing, that old thing. When he's driving there, doesn't care about the person at the back. You'll pump with the gearbox and everything. Then I called our mentor, said, no, hey, I don't think I'll make it. And he called me to his office, said, don't lose hope. It's just something for 3 years, then you'll be fine. After 3 years, I qualified, and they promised that they'll give me the job there. But unfortunately, they took that white guy. So I had to come to Witbank again and look for a job. I went to more than 18 interviews, still not getting a job. But I never lost hope. I kept on applying. And I got a support from friends that were coming with from Nelspruit. But I never lost hope because I knew what I wanted. Then I got a job in Richards Bay. I worked there 2 years, they retrenched me. Same year when he got an accident, 2014. I remember when I was looking for a job, I was an artisan, he was still an apprentice, but I used to ask him if he can help me get a job. So an artisan is higher, an apprenticeship is still training.
Yeah.
But I used to ask job from him, can you help me get a job? So in 2014, I got retrenched. Then it was hard, like not knowing where to go. But since I had hope that I want to be good in life one day, I said, no, let me take this opportunity. Maybe it's planned by God. Let me take this opportunity and this money, go try something. I think I came out with 500,000. It was 2014. I bought a bakkie for 49,000. I saved all the money. With that bakkie, imagine with 500,000, I could buy maybe a BM or Mercedes or whatever. But I bought a bakkie, a Isuzu bakkie. I used to travel from Richards Bay to come and look for jobs here. Same day, go back to Richards Bay. With that bakkie, an old bakkie. Sometimes it will stop on the road. I remember I gave another lady a lift. She asked me, hey, hamba no chibi, because it was overheating every time. So I'll have to put water. But I never lost hope. Ne? I knew where I wanted to. So it happened, I met Uveli after I got an accident. And eventually we became partners. We never sat down and said, let's become partners. We became partners. He was working for the same company that I was working for. He became out of work because of accident. I became out of work because I was retrenched. And it just happened. We used to go and market together every day in the morning. Velu will wake me up. We take the bakkie. we go all the power stations, we go the mines, we come back. Then one day things didn't go well by the power stations, we stopped it. We went to the mine. Full force now, we're looking at the mine. Because if you sit back, trying everything, sometimes it's good, but it's good to start trying everything, then you check where you're strong in. If you don't try, some they say if you try everything, you are like a pick and pay. You are selling everything. It's not true. Try. Remember, you are trying because you don't know. You are not 100% sure. You're gonna try here. You're gonna try here. You're gonna try here. But eventually, you'll find one that you are strong at, and then stick on it, and you will make it.
Yeah.
We did that. We stick on what we were good at because we were both on. We had the engineering background, so we sticked on it, and up until today, we are where we are because God is helping us, and also because we are focused. So what I want to say to you guys is that if you don't lose hope, and you know where you want to go, where you want to be, you're going to be there. Another thing, when I came here to stay in Witbank, after now I wanted to start a business with my parking. I went to NYDA, it's here in downtown. They were teaching a lot of things, some they were coming this side to that side, but there's one thing that I picked up. They said, on whatever that you said now you want to do, that they were teaching us how to do your business plan. They said, look what you want to do, and if you're doing it here, does people around here need this thing?
Yeah.
Who's gonna buy this thing? And where you gonna get money to pay the rent for this thing? Then, like what they're trying to say is that put yourself in the right corner where there is a need for that kind
Sure.
of business. It doesn't help. I'm saying that I want to do engineering, but I go down maybe here, come to the church. I want to fix motors and pumps. You don't have pumps and motors here. You're not going to support me. I must go in the area where there is that environment, where there are a lot of pumps and gearboxes and whatever. I'm making an example. So aim and look your business, where will it operate? Where will it be good at? You must also know your competitor, wherever you want to go. Know your competitor and try to do something that will be better than your competitor. As Zuper was saying that they know they've got competitors here, but they've got ways to beat their competitors.
Yeah.
So it is possible for everyone. Look, at the age where I am,
How old are you?
and I'm 31 years old,
Okay.
at the age that I am, the things that I've got, and it's amazing, man. It's really amazing. Every morning when I wake up and look at my garage, I can't fit all my cars in my garages. It's not because I don't know, I'm clever, but it's because I've got hope. And I'm still hoping high. Another thing, one last thing. If you want to do a business, you must know that you're not going to work 8 hours. You must know that you're going to wake up at 4 or earlier than that, and you're going to sleep at 8 or later than that. That one I guarantee you. When I started the business, I was doing the quotations, I was doing the deliveries, I was helping the guys if we've got work. I was doing everything. But right now, I think we've got about 80 employees that are doing exactly what I was doing. So if you start by doing those things, they're not gonna tell you lies, these people, that we can't do this because of this.
Because we are yours.
Because you know this thing, you've done it. So don't lose hope. Aim, sit back, aim and shoot. You're gonna come back with it. Thank you.
Ow. Ngiyabonga baba. Thank you. Sis.
Greetings in the wonderful name of Jesus.
Yes, ma'am.
Amen. Igama nguSifiso Gankosi. Yes, I'm from Denelton. Well, I got here at a very early age, and then I went to school. I was raised by a single parent. I come from a family of 3. And then I went to school Greendale. The thing is, I've ngikhule vele ngithanda imali, I think. So during school holidays, I see a friend of mine, Lapano Kutsu Nkosi. He can testify. We used to samba nama-CV like Clefontaine, Span, and nani, just to make extra cash. And then when I matriculated, my older brother was in Pretoria, but because we have a single parent, she couldn't take me as well to school. And then that's where I worked at Woolworths as a trolley collector. And then
What?
as a trolley collector.
Okay.
And then after that, I went and I drove Ikumbi. Drive abantwana to the same school that la bengifunda khona. And then after that, I drove again la Rem. But because I have this tendency of ukuhlupha nokuthanda imali, I used to ukuthi ngikhalela abantu abanemali. And wherever nangabe ngiyodeliver mhlawumbe ama phone or something, I would ask lo muntu lo ngimdeliverayo ukuthi kanti wena wenza njani ukuthi uhlale la endaweni so. You know, and everybody would give you all sorts of advices. And then again, I went to UTI after that. I was a driver as well. And then there was a regional manager who used to come once and check everything, if everything is in order and everything. And ngelilanga, I was coming from Groblersdal. Nangifika ngebhaki wacheka wathola ama-CV. Wathi, are you on my time? Ngesikhathi sami nangebhaki yami when you are going around marketing for a job. And I was fired for that. Unfortunately, I had to ukuthi manje ngicabanga ukuthi ngenza njani. Then there was a guy, Utabiso Mamokwane, that we all know. Bengihlala ngimhlupha naye. Bengihlala ngimfonela, sometimes ngingamtholi nani ngagcina ngamthola. And then it was like, okay, Azin, I've got an opportunity for you to drive students to Kendall Power Station. And then that's what I did because I was driving my mother's Toyota Tez at the time. I was driving students, and then that Tez was stopped because by being a qualifier, I didn't have airbags and everything. And then I had to get a Toyota Ranex. I convinced my mother, I like Mr. Cheapy, we're going
Iranex.
big Ranex. I convinced my mother so hard. Okay, no, it's fine. Then we bought that Ranex. I continued with transporting students. But ngento yami yokuhlupha futhi Tabis had friends. I asked another friend of his for a job. What kanti wena ukho happy la because ngibona ngathi yena he's better than him, yabona? And then he did hire me. Not knowing ukuthi manje sengingenaphi ngangena like that friend of mine, okay, the salary was good at the time. Impilo yami yachinja, but it changed in such a way with my soul boy. He used to send me to McDonald's at 11 o'clock ebusuku. Net nangithi ngiyalala. Athi Sfiso, where are you? Ngithi mina, no, I'm home. No, come here. I need you. Lo muntu uhlala eduzane nase-McDonald's, mina ngihlalela ekushiya. Athi hamba ungithengela i-McDonald's and whatnot. And then ngelinye ilanga on that same Ranex, bengihleli naye obviously etshwaleni emakhaphelo nanani, we were drinking, and then yena wakhuphuka weza la game. When I was supposed to drive home ngiye elokishini, nangifika laphana ngase-freeway, he called me. Sfiso, where are you? Ngithi mina no, sengiyogibela i-freeway. No, listen, I need you to make a U-turn. You've got my card with you. I was like, yes. He was like, no, ngicela ungithengela i-McDonald's. Ngashaya u-turn ngahamba ngaye mall. Nangibuya la ngase-game, I got a very bad accident. Ngarola ngale Ranex yaphela. That's when now I had to think. And then I applied the same knowledge that he was doing because I used to travel with this guy a lot at the power stations and everything. And then ngazibuza ukuthi, okay, what is wrong with me that I cannot do what he's doing? And then that is when I started. I got a brother who was working for Eskom but has a company, and he gave me that opportunity to listen, man, let's work together. Then that's when we got our first contract in 2013. I bought my dream car from Omas, like they said. Yeah, now. And then, like I say, like I come from a family of three. My brother went to school. he qualified, he's got degrees and everything. But now my little sister lo ongilandelayo, because ngiyazi ubuhlungu bokuthi uthi ufuna esikoleni ungakhoni, ufundiswa yimi mfundisi. And then ubhuti wami wabuya lana wazama zange athole imisebenzi, and he's a graduate. Ngamcelela la e-Omas because we had a good relationship, amqasha. But today he's got his own company because uyabona uma ubona umuntu, he knows mina ngiyanga esikolweni. After matric I hustled my way up, and then naye manje he's got his own contract. Like uze nasekasebenza wahamba nawe e-RAM like me. And then I think in 2014-15 ngadecide ukuthi ngimvulele i-CK. Ngamvulela i-CK sayenza yonke into lesiyenzayo up until today. We share office, me and him.
Wow.
He's got his own contracts, he's stable. So at the end of the day, empilweni, it takes a lot, but it is possible.
How as a young person, if there are other young people abafuna to be motivated, how can you motivate them except just by talking to them? Will you open up your life and guide them? I know Uveli une a different view, but not all people are coming to you because they want something. Some people, they just need somebody to mentor them.
Exactly.
And hold their hand. They don't need your money. They don't need your cars. They just want you to guide them.
Yeah. Look, my door is open anytime because here we are surrounded by power stations and mines and everything, but some young people, they don't know exactly what is going on.
Exposure. I think that's very
yeah,
important.
I think I can offer exposure and to tell you where's the right door and where's the wrong door and how it's done.
Yeah, because we can't just be black people. Masesphumile. We are on the other side. We don't go back. Sitosa leskepisi. Silephezulu thina. Nokuthi nathi stepisi siyehlise thina siphezulu. Bakhwele nabo sibe baningi lephezulu. I think that's the attitude that we need to have. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Wow. Amazing stories. Now we are about to close. I have just two people. Now this I want you to listen very careful because these people are coming from professional companies that are going to help you, mentor you, expose you, incubate you. I am going to ask my sister here, Salome, from Race Corp. Can we give her a big hand as she comes? I'm just going to ask her some questions. Like a motivator, an author. Just tell us more about the Race Corp.
Well, thank you so much, Pastor, firstly, for having us here, and greetings to everyone. I'm Salome. My surname is Fenyane. I'm from Race Corp. I have to say this, Mfundisi. As I was sitting here and hearing people giving testimonies and everything else, I'm so inspired. But most importantly, I think it makes us as Race Corp relevant for a time like this, where people say, I want to do something, where people say, I'm here, I know it has, where people say, I need support. And as Race Corp, we are here for a moment like this. And for me now, I'm so overwhelmed. Actually, talking about that, one thing came into my mind as people were presenting here and talking about this. Uguti, it's not easy. Who can agree with me? Yeah. It's not easy. It hurts. And I, from Race Corp, as the Prosperator Manager for Race Corp.
What is a Prosperator?
Prosperator, we call ourselves a Prosperator from the word prosperity, because we are so unique, we are so different. We understand the journey of an entrepreneur. We understand the pain of an entrepreneur. We understand the dedication and the persistence of you when you say, you know what, I have it in me and I'm gonna make this happen. But most importantly, we have the support in place to support you as an entrepreneur. We focus so much on entrepreneur development and most importantly, working with you. And the people in Race Corp, we are not just workers there. We have this is our passion. It's our life. We love what we do. I can relate with entrepreneurs. I am an entrepreneur myself. I remember one day Mfundisi, being Salome that I am, driven by passion. Koboni passion driver. Ithi yeka lento le uhambe and do something else. I was driven by that. I left the job that was paying me well. And I said, God, I know I'm born for something great. But I didn't know what was going to happen out there. I thought I had my savings and I'm sorted. I thought I have it in me, but it was not enough. I left and I started a business. And out of that business that I started, it was employing whole lots of people. It's another story for another day. And as it was employing people, I never planned this. Other things happened that we don't plan. One day I received a call from one of my employees, and she said, Mama, come back quickly. They've shot someone dead in the restaurant. It was like the whole world is falling apart. Sometimes, empilweni, as we go through this journey, there comes a moment when, as if everything is falling apart. And I thought I will pick it up. I've fallen so many times. And I thought I will make this work. I tried, but I never had the support. Within Race Corp, we provide support and a vulnerable place for entrepreneurs to come and say, actually, I can't do this anymore. It hurts. And I want some inspiration. I want some empowerment. But most importantly, I want the support and guidance to do that. I tried to do that by myself. It never worked. I had to shut the doors of my business. 14 people lost their job, permanent people. 21 part-time employees lost their job. I felt like I have, disgraced the world. I felt like I've disappointed so many people. And being the inspirational speaker that I am, being the author that I am, Fundisi, bakubize kunzima, but to come and inspire us and come and talk to us. I remember driving on that day, knowing and leaning Shiongana next. And worst of it all, I've left the summons on the table where they were going to take my house. And I drove, I went there. Sometimes, entrepreneur, you have to do it despite the pain. You have to, it's when you stand up and go out there and make it despite the pain. And I remember that day I went to Eastress in Pretoria, and I was speaking to a room of women standing there, and I inspired them. When I left, they hugged me and everything. I got into my car. I cried. I cried because I didn't know what I was going to feed my kids. I cried because everything that I thought I had was gone. I cried because I knew my car was the next thing that they're going to take. Let your pain today be your inspiration and make it happen. Black people, we have it. We are stronger than we can't even imagine. And if you have the greater one, you are even greater. Shake it. We can make this happen. We are born for greater things. We are greater than anything else. We have it in you, in us. So as us in Race Corp, you are more than welcome to come. We do this thing because we believe if you're stronger, we have all the support in terms. And we say this thing, I thought I had the money, everything will be sorted. We don't talk about money. We empower you that you can open the doors that other people can't open. We empower you to have the right things so that you are able to go there and make things happen. One other thing that we have identified, we are scared to sell. Siyasaba ukuthengisa. It's not the product. It's because of our upbringing. We have been told so many times that we can't make it. It's because of our upbringing. We have failed so many times. We're scared to take another step. At Race Corp, we say fail. Only those ones who are doing something are those ones that fail. The ones that don't fail, they are not doing anything. The most important thing is not about how many times you fall. It's how many times you stand up and say, I know I can do this, and you can make it. So we have a stall out there. How we do this, we have a very, very thorough selection process. I see some of our entrepreneurs in here, but it is possible. Come talk to us. You do go through the selection process. We have premises at 71 Mandela Street.
Beautiful premises.
Beautiful premises.
I was there
Standard
yesterday,
is our thing,
but
hey?
it's very hot.
Yes, it's always warm in our office because we know when you have a challenge, you are facing troubles, you even shivering when it's not cold outside. So we make the place warm, Fundisi, for moments like that. Yeah. So yeah, but we did switch off the aircon. So please, you are more than You're more than welcome to come. We have our stall there. If you want to know about entrepreneurship, the support that we provide, definitely, we say to people, we empower you. There is learning there. Many people say, you're going to teach me about finance. For us, it's not about finance. It's how you take the knowledge and implement it in your business.
So you incubate the entrepreneurs from the beginning to the end.
Yes.
And then when they're out there, they don't have facilities. You can house them in your office. They use your boardroom and other facilities you have in your office.
Definitely. The moment you are on our program, you get incubated, you get learning, you also get what we call guides. We don't do coaching. Why? Because we believe you have it in you, you have the answers. We work on 5 portfolios. It's personal, it's strategy, marketing, sales, and finance. So when you are on our program, definitely you have access to those things. One other thing that Mfundisi mentioned, our program starts from where you are actually having an idea. You are more than welcome to engage with us. We work with those who are making millions and millions and millions. You are more than welcome. Our programs are very progressive. So you can start with the 6 months and get to the next year and all those kind of things. But I have to say it requires a lot of dedication, commitment, and discipline.
Do you have an age cutoff?
No age cutoff.
So if,
At the
like
moment,
me, I'm 50 years old.
we want the heart, Mfundisi.
Oh,
It's
Mfundisi,
all about the
there.
heart.
Yes.
If you have the heart of an entrepreneur, that's what we're looking into. With the dedication, discipline, and a go-getter who's going to go there and make it happen. That's what we are looking for. So people, you are more than welcome. We have our stall out there. And then as I was saying to you, it's not about how many times we fall. It's more about how many times we stand up and make that happen. So I'm looking forward to engage with more of you. And please feel free to come to our offices as well. Racecorp is there for you and then to create that safe space for you to feel vulnerable as much as you can. Thank you.
Hey, thank you, my sister. God bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Please visit their stalls. They've got their brochure there with the forms. You can just complete the forms, then they will call you for screening. And then we've got the last person, Olebogeng Moloi. Come, Olebogeng. Before I allow him to speak, I want to say something. He's the last guy who's going to say something. He came to my office last week, dressed up in the 3-piece suit, to come share what he wants to share now. And I was so impressed that this guy is taking himself very serious, you know. So, Lebogang, I am proud to be associated with you. You are an amazing entrepreneur.
Thank you so much, Pastor.
I'm just going to also give you a minute or two just to tell us what you guys are doing. Quite amazing. Quite amazing.
Thank you so much. I greet you all in the powerful name of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I feel so comfortable to be talking business in a church. It's never happened before. So we're constantly stuck in boardrooms, Pastor.
Yeah, this is church.
Yes, to the apostle, Mr. Mashilo, good day. All the pastors, I all greet you. I'm from Udire Shared Services. I think what I've picked up, I'm shivering and I'm shaking because there's so much knowledge that has come out of this platform that I don't even know how to capsulate it. As I'm sitting there, I'm from an accounting background, qualified and have been working, spent 10 years with KPMG, did audit, and I started to step out and decided to branch out. And I was fortunate because one of my biggest clients is also sitting around the table, Mr. Nantonduli. A few months back, we decided to step back from doing regular finance, and we had to look at the word change. I think that also spoke to me particularly. There's a lot of accountants that are out there, guys that are doing bookkeeping, and fortunate enough, I met a stunning lady that's also running tax and accounting services, which I think we must support. We've also learned to become strategic partners with our competitors because we don't have the reach. So when I'm in Witbank and I've got clientele, I've got somebody that I can sit and refer work to, which is quite important. That is wisdom.
That's wisdom.
My reason here is the fact that I'm here to stimulate the economy. I think the government also talks to us about the fact that they're here to create jobs. I think each and every one of us here are responsible to do that. I think employment lies in the hands of the entrepreneur. So it is a good step that you took coming forward today to hear such valuable and free advice, because most of this time you pay for all of this information. Just to take a step back, I form part of a holding company, but I'll speak more onto the shared services platform. where I decided a few months back, I decided the finance route is good, but it is not a unique selling point. So I needed to look into a niche market, right? So which means something that is quite specific. Which I then sat down with a few people, a few business coaches, and we looked at a model called a shared service model. It is not new completely. Your Deloitte and PwC are running it, but we don't have one that looks at small to emerging business enterprises. So we then took a step back, invested quite a lot of money, employed a lot of experts. In fact, Udira Shared Services, at its core, we've got experts, a great team of individuals that are quite experts in their field. We then tried to replicate this model within the holdings group. We did not take it to market yet to make sure that we've crossed the T's, we've dotted the I's. So most of you guys are understanding what is this guy talking about when he talks about a shared services model. In general, you've got finance. These are all the pillars that you require. Raise Corp, I know I've done a lot of work with Alan all the way in Woodmead. I think it's a brilliant establishment. You've got finance, you've got HR, you've got legal, as well as corporate governance that are literally the back end of any other business. So we then stepped in to try to look at that. A lot of us are running businesses. You've got an accountant that you're hiring, you've got an HR consultant, you've got a lawyer sitting somewhere, and it tends to become costly. So when you look at the statistics, it says that when you do implement a shared services model, you've got a return on investment. I'll try and not talk the accounting jargon. A return on investment of close to about 20% by implementing the model. Why? Because you've got a group of experts, opposed to have separate contracts with people. Group of experts are legal guys, both in commercial law and litigation, right? Because it's important when you go into contractual work, you understand what a contract says, right? As an entrepreneur, you just want to get the product out there, but there's certain elements that you need to understand. So you've got the finance side, which also talks about not just the bookkeeping, but again, the funding models that are required. So a lot of us have got business plans, but you don't know how to put it together. And then we've also got the statutory item. Again, with your permission, pastors, that we also like to offer something as Udira Shared Services, that we'd like to, in fact, sponsor 10 to 15 entities that don't even have an entity at all. We'll start it from scratch, make sure that we can expose you through funding models, make sure that you've got a statutory requirements are in order, that we'd like to help, and again, mentor you in that process, right? So if there's anybody, just come through. We'll give our details at the end. And then we've also got the most important element, which is our unique selling point at the moment, is the fact that corporate governance, which talks about integrity. We are running big businesses. Some of our clients are wanting to list in the GSE. We're trying to incubate them to get to that level. It's important that we need to follow certain principles and procedures within. We do executive coaching, right, board evaluation, etc. So it becomes very unique. And it does not mean if you're a company that's doing a turnaround of 100,000, you should not implement these structures. It's important you structure them at the beginning, so when the business comes, everything begins to flow quite nicely. So our value proposition is quite simple, right? We are accountants. We've got lawyers and advocates on the team. And I'm saying this to give a level of comfort, not to the fact that our pricing is very high, right? Because we want to make sure that we do the right thing the first time. I think it's critical because we don't have the money to then waste in trying to try certain elements. The value proposition is that the executive, in this case, the entrepreneur, is able to go out there and do their job. So the financing, the SARS, I know SARS gives a lot of us sleepless nights. The SARS, the COIDA, all of that strategy, we are busy doing that. So it means that you've got 5 or 10 individuals or business units, and then you're literally paying one. So if you want to sue me, you don't sue 5 people, you only sue one business. But we never get to a point where we're sued. Number 2 is the fact that there are fewer systems. A lot of us cannot afford to go out there and buy an accounting system, a legal system, a corporate governance system. So we take that risk, right? So we come to you and say, this is the service that we're going to give you. Go and sell. The rest of the things we're going to take care of. So the effect of having to capital expenditure of systems, we are taking care of that. We also look at we become consistent in delivering because we are all the unique or same body. You don't have consistencies, how this person reports, etc. So you've got a lawyer on board, I've got a problem, there's a contractual dispute. I've got an advocate, I've got a team of guys that come out and they assist you in that process. And then lastly is the fact that I spoke about the fact that we've got expert advice the first time. That is also critical. The world is so terrible in this moment in time where you're only given one chance. And if you mess it up, it's over. So we're trying to make sure that even with black, it's excellence. I hope I'm not recorded. With black businesses,
We're live streaming.
yes, with black businesses, we've always said that we've always thought that black does not symbolize excellence, right? We've got a lot of businesses right now. I'm walking around, I've got people that are doing leather products, and I think we are going very far. It's important that we have to structure the back office, which is critical to any business. Without a back office, we're going to struggle. So lastly is the fact that we are Udire Shared Services, experts in their fields, and we really enjoy what we do. So if you are an entrepreneur, you don't have a business, but you've got an idea, please come through to us. Let's help you get registered, make sure that you're compliant, which is also the biggest issue that we experience right now. You sit in the back foot, there's no work, all these returns are coming up, work comes up, as you're about to submit, there's a red flag. Again, if you've got issues, any form of queries you want to ask, from finance to HR, come through, I'll give my business card, let's chat, let's see if we can elevate each other. Thank you so much, Apostle.
Oh, thank you. Wow. Well, I think this is a great concept. You know, shared services, that you really don't have to be talking to a lawyer, an accountant, an HR specialist. These guys, they just do everything for you. And I know them. They are part of our church. They are people of integrity. I can vouch for them. Bless you, my brother. Yeah. I think we've come to the end. Yeah, it's been amazing. It's been amazing. Now you have an opportunity to go outside, go buy things from the stalls and visit different stalls, race corp, whatever, you know, corner coffee, get yourself some coffee. I want to go get myself some Brazilian hair. My hair is gray, so if I can get some Brazilian hair, I can look nice and, you know, young. Yeah, you know. But thank you guys for coming. Siyabonga kakhulu. For some of you guys who are unemployed, we intentionally brought these guys to motivate you. And you've got to, I said to you when I started, just bring yourself and your good attitude, because kukhona abanye abantu uma uthi uyabamotivate but yasaya kuleya nto la bebasigabisela labantu, yabona, and then they miss the mark, yabona, they miss the mark. But it's just your attitude to say, I was there to be motivated, bebangasigabiseli labantu. And I told you my story for you guys who are not here, that back in 1984, 85, when there were riots and there was no school, how I got to finish my matric at the age of 21 was because they brought an engineer eskolweni. And it was the first time in Witbank to see a black engineer. And when he spoke, I don't know how many students heard him, but mina ngamuzwa. And I said, I just want to go to school and study, you know. And at that age, you're already 21. When I went to university, my first year, I was 22. And you know, but I'm saying to you, don't get discouraged. All right, when we come, we are here to motivate you, to inspire you, to make sure which now you hear other people, and now you can make it. Well, thank you very much. I'm going to ask all our speakers, with staff only. Today, you guys are staff. You guys are sitting here in front. You can go there. We just want to thank you and appreciate you guys. I know we can't pay you enough, you know, but we just want to say thank you for coming and appreciate you. And my wife has just come in. Can you say hi, baby? Some of you don't know my wife. She was in Rustenburg. Yeah, thank you. All right, thank you guys. We've come to the end. God bless you. Please visit the stalls outside. God bless you.